Hi guys, Ben Fairbanks, CEO and co-founder of RedFOX Labs, coming to you with an update on our next venture, which is an e-commerce and streaming app. I just want to make sure that we go through and give you a little bit of a background on what it actually is, because a lot of people are unfamiliar with the concept. This is the one that's garnered a lot of attention for us, and it's what's got people excited and wanting to invest in us. So for those of you who are not familiar with e-commerce streaming, China sort of launched this back in 2016, and they are the kings of e-commerce streaming. 2019, they did $63 billion in revenue just in China alone. We're waiting on the 2020 figures now, but it's a massive industry sector, and it's growing more than 20% year on year, which is massive. So the two most popular streamers in China, just to give you an indication of how this whole thing works, did more than $400 million in one day during 2019. Now, to give you some sort of an indication, that's about the same types of revenue that Starbucks would do globally in 6 days. That's every single store in the world, the revenue that Starbucks would do in 6 days. Two streamers, relatively young people going on and advertising products and services on a live stream, were able to do that in just 1 day. Absolutely massive. So China's retail industry is about 1.5 trillion US dollars, and that's bigger than the next 10 countries' online retail industries combined, meaning USA, Japan, India, Russia, all of those guys combined do not actually add up to China's online retail market. So it is a massive player in the space, and this is now starting to creep into the other Southeast Asian countries. So how does it actually work? So a streamer will demonstrate a product or a service live. What they'll do is they'll try on different t-shirts and clothes. Let's say that they're doing shoes, for example. What they'll do is they'll try on a different number of different shoes. They'll showcase those shoes, and the audience can actually interact with them live. For smaller streamers, this is quite easy to manage, and the streamer can actually have a conversation with the actual audience. They'll type in text, and the streamer will sort of answer as they go. For the ones that are much larger, they're getting hundreds of thousands of viewers at the same time. So it's a lot harder for those guys to obviously interact at the same type of level. And generally they use some sort of a contact center or a group of people that are actually answering these questions in real time. We're going to be using a combination of both, because what we'll have is an AI chatbot, and that chatbot brings us several advantages. It can verify addresses, payment details, can also answer questions, the generic ones. But what it also does is serves the purpose of giving you that live and interactive feeling if you were to miss the actual live recording. Meaning, if we actually showcase a whole heap of sneakers or shoes online and you didn't catch that one but you wanted to watch it in replay, you'd still be able to ask questions live, and what would happen is the chatbot would be able to answer those for you. So even though you've missed out, it gives you that type of experience and that feeling. So why is it actually popular? It's popular. Well, COVID's changed the way we do things, obviously, and it's meant that we've had less and less interaction with people up close and personally. So online shopping and retail has been the only choice that many people have actually had. Now, with online, as you know, a lot of those things are static, and it's ads, text, pictures. So the e-commerce streaming actually gives you that real intimacy and that level of interacting with a person. You can build up trust for particular influencers, and this is why the big brands have turned to this as a form of advertising and marketing, because it does definitely offer something very different to the normal Facebook advertisements and Google search. So a lot of the leading brands have started up their own versions of this. Even the platforms in this region have actually started to offer some version of this e-commerce streaming. So this is something that is taking off, and it's something that's pretty cool. The other thing that we've noticed is that 4G and also the reduced cost of data have meant that more and more people are now glued to their phones, especially in this region. So this is a very good uptake, and it means that more people are entering the digital economy on a daily and weekly basis. And we've now got a platform for people to be able to address their audiences. We don't aim to necessarily compete directly with some of the big platforms. We're more a complementary partner. And the reason I say that is because we don't actually carry any inventory or stock. We're not an e-commerce platform in the traditional sense. All we are is a platform for retailers to be able to voice their message and to address their audiences. So the other thing that we have an advantage with is we can also address the people that run successful Facebook businesses or small to medium enterprises, and also a lot of the businesses that lost their stores during COVID due to lack of customers. A lot of these people are stuck with a heap of inventory and they don't know what to do with it. So what's our competitive advantage over anyone else trying to do the same thing? The thing that we have is we offer cashback. So how that actually works is we're already an affiliate with Lazada, which is the biggest platform in this region. What happens is every time someone purchases through their platform, once the refund policy is over, we would get 8% in cash back from that retailer. Now we can negotiate larger deals with smaller suppliers or smaller retailers, but what it means is that we can pass those percentages of cash back to you as the customer. How that's effective is that if I'm buying, say, baby products from a very well-known Facebook store and I get a cashback, I can actually use that on Lazada or any of the other major platforms in the region, anyone that's integrated with us. So this gives us a lot of versatility and a lot of option to be able to spend your points and your redemption anywhere across our platform, which makes it extra appealing. So this is combining the concept of e-commerce also with that cashback element, which we think is going to be very popular. It also gives RedFOX a massive audience and it gives us a platform to be able to really go out and address larger audiences, especially in the Southeast Asian region. So how does RedFOX actually benefit from the business model? So how we do it is we do two things. We offer the cashback as stated, but what we also do is we make our money on the slippage. So not all people actually cash in their points. It's around about 67%, depending on which sources you go to, of people that actually redeem points. So a lot of people will just use the service for the experience and not worry so much about actually registering to get their points or to get that cashback entitlement. What we also will do is provide a percentage to anybody that you refer for life. So if you refer someone to the platform, you'll receive a percentage of what they purchase, or so their cashback, forever, for the lifetime of that customer. So that's also an extra appeal to be able to get our market and our audience to grow substantially. How does it affect the RFOX token? So the RFOX token can be used underneath as a second layer to underpin the points. The reason it's not used at the first layer at this particular point in time is a lot of the countries, we'll use Vietnam as case in point, do not allow you to use anything in place of the Vietnam dong, which is the local currency. You cannot use any type of currency that replaces that for the purchase of a service or good. So what we can do is settle in fiat, and we can use the RFOX to underpin the points. So that means that there's continual buying and selling of the RFOX. It's happening behind the scenes, but the end user doesn't ever need to know about that. So what's required for us to launch this venture? Well, we're pleased to say we've been developing this for more than a year now. So the product is largely finished. We've had to make a few minor modifications and a few cosmetic changes. COVID has changed the way things are done, so we've had to be a little bit flexible, and we've had to change a few things. But all this really requires to get off the ground now is for us to employ some more staff in the team to be able to launch this first of all in the Vietnamese market. We have actually, as stated previously, set up a joint stock company here, which is specifically for this purpose, and this means that we'll be ready to go in the very short term. What we'll do is we'll keep you updated with the release dates and a roadmap for the venture and the name. We'll give some sneak peeks into the branding and also the app itself so that you can get a better indication of exactly what it's like. And we'll bring out a different version of this video that has a lot more context with videos and pictures and all the rest of it as well. So keep your eyes on the official channels for further updates, and we'll see you next time. Thank you.